Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your November 2018 mid-month general readings. Thank you for joining us here today. Welcome to anybody who may be new to the channel. Thank you for all those of you who continue to follow my YouTube channel, your feedback and comments, your likes, shares, and subscribes, and always a big thank you to all of my clients out there, both regular and new, for keeping me so busy with personal one-on-one readings. It's always an honor and always a pleasure. Thank you. If any of you are interested in a personal one-on-one reading with me, you can get more info and contact details by going to my YouTube channel's homepage and clicking on the little About button there. Or you can just click on the description bar of any of the videos I post. Please feel free to email me directly at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. I would be delighted to work with you. I do a wide variety of readings in all areas of life, different types and different lengths. Love and romance, of course, relationship compatibility charting, reconciliation potential. I do career, work, and finance readings, investment readings, and 6 and 12-month overviews, which take a look at what's coming in your life over the next 6 or 12 months in all the main areas. For 6 or 12 months, depending on how far ahead you want to look. They're pretty popular this time of the year, although you can do them any time of the year. A lot of people like to order them as we're transitioning towards the end of one year and looking ahead at the new one. And gift readings as well, which again are pretty popular this time of year, as a lot of people like to purchase the gift of a personal reading for friends, family, and loved ones during the holidays. So different things to consider. If you're interested, just send me an email and we'll go from there. Turnaround time is pretty good too. I do readings full-time, 5 to 6 days a week. It is what I do, so I work pretty diligently with your schedule to get your reading as quickly as possible. For fast answers to the quick, easy questions, you can also find me on the smartphone app Instantgo under Irish Gypsy, and that link is also provided. All right, let's get right into this. This reading is for the air sign of Gemini, our twins, for the remainder of November 2018. So we're looking at the last couple of weeks of November here for Gemini. If you know your rising and moon sign, check out those videos as well for additional clarification. General readings can always resonate a little differently for everybody watching. All right, Gemini, let's see what's in store for you. We have the 10 of Pentacles, followed by the 8 of Swords, the Ace of Cups, followed by the Sun, and from the bottom of the deck, your overall energy and focus and advice is the 7 of Cups. Gemini, it looks like your overall energy for the remainder of November 2018 is the 7 of Cups, which has kind of a dreamy, illusionary, daydreaming, fantasy sort of energy to it. The things that you see filling each of these 7 cups represent what might be potential, promise, possibilities. I sometimes get the energy from the 7 of Cups of the young person who wants to be a doctor one week, an astronaut the next, a ballerina the next. Each goal which is entirely achievable, but there's always a bit of a cautionary advice with the 7 of Cups if you're considering too many opportunities, or fantasizing about what might be possible. There's always a bit of underlying advice here about making sure to stay grounded, realistic, and practical about what is actually realistic and achievable as well, and considering whatever this might be. And it could be because it looks like you're feeling trapped and bound by some established or long-standing thing, and because of that, feeling trapped or tired, or that it's lost its shine, you may be indulging in some, fantasizing, daydreaming energy, because we have this 10 of Pentacles clarified by the 8 of Swords. So the 10 of Pentacles and tend to represent cycles ending too. So this might represent the completion of something. It does represent a sense of abundance, stability, and security that comes from the long, slow accumulation of what went into building it so that you now have it, like a successful retirement, the end of years of paying off a mortgage or a home. There is a strong attachment to family in this, so it can represent family money, family business, family home, family estate. And it used to originally be referred to as the inheritance card. which basically means the same thing. It means a current or present sense of abundance and prosperity or stability and security that comes from the long, slow accumulation of weight and history and effort that went into building it up. In the emotional relationship realm, this can represent a long-term relationship or marriage, a long-term job, maybe something coming to an end or a closure, and it has been fairly good. Now, clarifying this is the Eight of Swords, which is a card that represents feeling trapped, held back, bound to something. But it's somewhat illusionary energy, meaning the source of what you feel trapped by or held to or bound by may be valid. But the Eight of Swords usually comes up when what is actually keeping the person kind of in that trapped space is their own thoughts, because swords is air energy, which is the energy of what we think and what we believe and how we perceive things, because that affects the way that we relate and communicate with the world and with people in the world. So the only thing really keeping this woman or man trapped in this circle is her perspective and her beliefs that she is trapped, because the swords, the gaps between them are plenty wide enough for her to walk through and away. Nobody's holding her down on her knees. The chains which are wrapped around her wrists aren't attached to anything or anyone. She could simply twist her wrists, remove herself from those chains, take the blindfold off, stand up on her own 2 feet, and realize that she can remove herself from this situation. Of course, every choice does have consequences and costs to it, but this is a card that represents feeling trapped. But it's really a matter of your perspective that's keeping you there. So it looks like, for some of you, it may be that you're feeling bound or trapped or held hostage within maybe a long-standing relationship or marriage, a long-standing job, and you feel like you can't leave it or remove yourself from it because of all the weight of time and history and effort that's gone into it. Which again looks like it may be fundamentally contributing to this idea of, well, maybe if I just get on a plane and fly away, or walk out of my life, or walk out of my office and never come back again, that kind of what do I do sort of energy, and considering multiple opportunities, but be careful about being realistic about those. So at or towards the end of November 2018, we have the Ace of Cups and the Sun, which is a beautiful energy. Cups is water energy, and in the tarot, this is the energy of the heart, emotions, feelings, relationships. Aces represent the number 1, so they always represent new beginnings, new potential, the start of something, a new path beginning for you, or the opportunity in front of you to do that. It can represent emotional renewal or reconciliation, or the heart opening up again, being at the beginning of something that you're starting to feel, very positive about. It's a card that can represent also new love and romance as well, something coming in which kind of sparks your heart energy. And it's clarified by the Sun, which represents an uplifting of energy, a loosening up of restrictive energies. The sun shines over everything. There's always an uplifting of the sun, darkness into light, winter into spring, sickness into health, and a general high connection to fun and lightheartedness, vacation as well. I mean, some of you may be taking a vacation with your partner. Some of you, I'm feeling this sort of cautionary advice. Some of you may be in a long-term relationship, or may have been in a long-term relationship or marriage or job or project, and something or someone new has come along, and because you're feeling like very stale and trapped and bound by maybe history and time and duty and obligation to whatever this 10 of Pentacles represents, this Ace of Cups, this situation or person, this new thing that has come in, it's come in at a time where, it's kind of helping to distract you, and there may be some daydreaming or fantasizing, about the possibilities of this. If this is a relationship issue, cautionary advice on that. I mean, a long-term relationship or marriage or long-standing, even within a personal love romantic sense, or even within job, work, and career, if it's a really good relationship, a really good job, work, or career path, you've put a lot of work into it. I mean, these type of relationships do have an ebb and flow. We do go through times where we may feel a little bored, a little lackluster. Be careful of making decisions while you're in the midst of that energy, though, because you may, those up and down times in our relationships and in our job are usually transitional and temporary. So be careful about making life-changing, significant decisions during this time based only on that emotion, because you may end up making a change that you can't reverse and you will later regret. That said, of course, if any situation that you're in, relationship or job, is truly toxic, negative, and harmful, you have to, remove yourself or do whatever you have to do. So it just depends kind of on where you are here. I'm going to pull one last guidance advice card from Spirit. What advice Spirit has for you in this situation, regardless of what area of your life it's resonating in. What is Spirit's advice? Judgment. So Judgment's a major arcana card, and Judgment says stop and think very carefully. What does it mean to be judged? It means to be called to answer for your actions, your decisions, what you said in emotion, not what you wanted, not what you wished, not what you intended, not what you dreamed of, but actual choices, decisions, and actions, what you said in emotion. And Judgment has an air of finality about it, meaning that whatever you choose, whatever you decide, is going to have long-lasting consequences, a real ripple effect, for positive or negative. So the cautionary advice is to operate with as much personal honor and integrity as possible, with as much wisdom as possible, and not be spontaneous and impulsive in whatever this is, and thinking about what might be realistic to you, and not just based on maybe this phase that you're going through about, it being kind of old and has lost its luster kind of energy. So just be kind of careful about that. And I feel like Spirit wants you to not make any major decisions over the next couple of weeks, but kind of think about the possible consequences and ripple effect that any life-changing decisions will have. So Gemini, that pretty much wraps up your November 2018 mid-month general reading. I hope you found it helpful. Again, if any of you are interested in a personal one-on-one reading with me, live or recorded, you can get more info by clicking on the little About button on my YouTube channel's homepage, or the description bar of the videos I post. And please feel free to email me directly at Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. I would be most happy to work with you. So I will see you all again, Gemini, in a couple of weeks for the December 2018 general readings. And until then, as always, I wish you joy, peace, blessings, and a happy life. Take care. Bye-bye.